Hey guys, it's Tepai, and welcome to my series Sensei Reviews. Sensei Reviews is a series of episodic review on some art media, supplies, or stationaries that I have already have or newly acquired. For a start, I will give you a full review on Tombow dual brush pens. But before we go through the review, let me tell you something about Tombow. Tombow is a Japanese family-owned manufacturing company which focuses on high-quality stationery and art supplies. Founder Harunosuke Ogawa made the first Tombow pencil in 1913 and opened the first shop in Asakusa, Japan. Since then, the company has been a supporter of creativity and innovation. I have been aware of Tombow for decades, and the design that I'm familiar with is their classic black, white, and blue stripe design. Since Tombow isn't as widely distributed here in Manila, I rarely see their products and I go for those that are more feasible to get. Now that I have an opportunity to get some of their products, I try them out, and we will start with the ABT dual brush pens. I would like to clarify that I am not sponsored by any means by Tombow. I just want to put some useful information out there. For this review, I decided to have a simple grading system which consists of the numbers 1 up to 5. 1 will be the highest and 5 will be the lowest. So let's begin. This product comes in a set of 10 pens, so 20 tips all in, 10 brush tips and 10 fine tips. The packaging looks great, pleasant to the eye. That's also the reason why I got this in the first place. I was drawn to the colors and the look of the packaging. It's not as intrusive as other brands, or not as surgical looking, and not as shady looking either. This just means that Tombow is one of those companies that cares about their customers and what they needed to know about the product, so they'll be able to make an educated decision when buying their products. It also says here that these pens are great for calligraphy, watercolor, application, and illustration. And it says here at the top, 2 tips, a highly quality flexible nylon fiber brush, and a fine bullet tip. Resilient nylon brush retains its point, stroke after stroke. Water-based ink blends colors easily, acid-free, non-toxic, odorless. Tips self-clean after blending. Those are some awesome claims that this product has. So let's put it to the test. This product, however, comes in with a price of 1,299.75 pesos, and I got it online via Lazada and from Tombow, Philippines. So that price is not a resale. That's the actual price here. So one pen is roughly 130 pesos each. Here, Pro Marker costs around 99 to 120 pesos per piece, but most of the pens are broad tips and not brush tips, and they are alcohol based as well. So that's a difference that we can look into. As you can see, I got the cottage set, which has a very pastel palette. I like those types of palette because those are colors that are quite rare, and I like working with those colors because they're easier to work with in layers. What we have here is a list of things that we are looking out for. So we have pigment, which is color, vibrancy, transparency, and variety. Flexibility of the brush tip, since the fine tip is obviously not flexible, which is important in the aspect of control of the strokes. How well the pigments behave when water is applied, and if they blend well with each other. O magtatagalog na ako, o gulat kayo no, char. Kasi nauubusan na ako ng English. So syempre sa umpisa, corporate, charot. Okay, game. Etong blue na to, gustong-gusto ko siya. Gusto ko yung color niya. Medyo desaturated siya since kasama siya sa set ng pastel. Pero meron pa rin siyang vibrancy. So, habang ginagamit ko siya sa stroke, medyo nagsa-struggle ako ng slight kasi sobrang diretso ng papel at hindi ako sanay mag-drawing ng diretso. So, sana ang ginawa ko ay tinagilid ko ang papel pero hindi ko na naisip yon. So, the struggle is real. So, kaya naman niya ang thick and thin lines. And then yung fine tip, okay lang din naman siya. Kasama din naman, parang katulad din naman siya ng normal fine tip sa mga markers. So, nothing special right there. So, gamit naman tayo ng ibang kulay. So, here's yellow. Yung yellow niya is not really pastel din. It's more of a deeper yellow. So, eto medyo sanay na ako mag-brush stroke, charot, yon. So, nakuha ko na. Same review rin naman with the tips. So, okay lang. So, ngayon, ang kukwento ko na lang ay ang kulay. Ito, ang ganda-ganda ng kulay na to. And kapag nagsistroke ako sa kanya, meron siyang konting ombre effect na nangyayari dyan. So, may fading effect siya. So, magandang paglaruan yan. Hindi masyadong evident yun sa mga darker colors. Ito, hindi ko alam kung nakikita nyo. This is a peach color. So, maganda siya actually. Hindi lang siya masyadong lumalabas dito sa video. Pero, maganda siya. And I think this is also good for blending. O, di ba, nag-English pa ako. Ito ay yung lighter yellow. So, ganun din siya. Same consistency with the pink and the peach. Etong green na to, this is more of, para may tinge of blue siyang kasama sa pigment. Very cool yung color niya. Maganda siya. Maganda yung kulay niya. Gusto ko siya. Compare dito sa green na mas yellow-green yung color niya. So, mas yellow yung undertone niya. Maganda rin siya. It's a good color for if you're making leaves and organic stuff. Tapos, nagsama sila ng beige color, which is good kasi this is a very neutral color. So, pwede siya for layering. Ay, ayan. Sige. Nagkamali pa. Sige. Dahil wala na akong space, itinagilid ko na ang papel at dito tayo sa gilid. Eto, nagulat ako kasi ang dilim. Very, very, very dark purple. Almost black actually. Almost lang naman. So, medyo excited ako kung anong magiging kulay nito pag nag-apply na ako ng water. This one is more of a violet color or red-violet. Ganda rin niya. So, I guess, gets naman kung bakit sila nag-add ng dark colors para syempre hindi naman maging flat ang mga drawing natin. So, dahil dyan, let's try the transparency test. Bilang water-soluble, malamang transparent itong mga to. Katulad yan. So, kitang-kita natin ang black line. So, obviously, hindi sila opaque. So, hindi ko alam kung bakit ko pa tinuloy itong test na to kasi sa umpisa pa lang alam na natin. Pero sige, panoorin na lang natin. Samahan ko na lang kayo ng music para naman masaya-saya ang life. So, ito ang aking grade para sa pigment grade 2. Total ng colors ng Tombow dual brush pens ay 108 according sa kanilang website. And they are transparent on blacks. For flexibility grade 4, hindi ibig sabihin na dahil mababa siya ay masama siya. Kapag mababa ang grade ng flexibility, ibig lang sabihin nun, mas maganda siya for control. Meaning, ganite. Kapag mas compact or mas malaki yung tip ng brush pen, then ibig sabihin nun, mas may bounce yung tip. So, pag ginagamit mo siya, let's say in one stroke, then makakagawa ka ng mas maraming variety ng thick and thin lines kahit in one stroke. Kumpara sa isang brush tip na mas matindi yung flexibility, ibig sabihin wala siyang bounce or lesser bounce, mas mahirap kontrolin yun kasi mas magbe-bend yun or mas may tendency na to let loose kaysa sa brush tip na katulad nito. So, binigay ko siyang grade na 1 o diba, charot 1 kasi kahit na mababa ang grade niya for flexibility, ibig lang sabihin nun is mas maganda yung control natin sa kanya. So, okay na okay talaga siya for calligraphy and writing. Kung nagsistart ka pa lang mag-calligraphy, I think okay to for practicing. So let's move on to the next test, which is the water solubility of the pens. So ito, excited ako kasi gusto kong makakita ng water soluble pens. Hindi ko pa natatry sa totoo lang. So let's check it out. So gamit na lang ako ng water brush pen. Uy! Okay. So continuous lang akong nag-a-add ng water. Tingnan ko kung hanggang saan kakayanin ng pigment. Pero hindi ko matanggal to, oh. Ano yan? Char, ang tsaka. Ayan, hindi ko siya matanggal. Ganyan na siya forever. Buti pa siya may forever. Char. Ayan, wala. As in, kahit ano nang gawin ko, hindi na siya natatanggal. So, bilang meron pang pigment sa brush, sinusubukan kong tanggalin siya. So, uulit-ulitin ko lang to hanggang sa mag-fade yung color. In fair, sa pigment niya, haba ng dinaloy. Ayan, haba ng inabot ng pigment. Sige, so okay na yan. At least, sa isang pen, kaya niya ang 4 shades, oh. So, okay siya pagdating sa value. Ito yung pinakamadilim. So, may konti pa ring traces nung original mark, pero not as much as dun sa first one. Medyo nabura ko tong isa eh. So, baka sa pigment din nila siguro. Although, kahit na madilim tong pangalawang nagawa ko, hindi na masyado nagtagal yung pigment niya compared dun sa red-violet na nauna. Yung beige talagang wala. Nothing. Itong yellow-green, pale yellow-green. Ayan o, hindi natatanggal yung hindi natatanggal yung original mark eh. Sa beige kasi, since light yung beige, hindi na masyadong halata, pero meron pa rin konti. Yung yellow, hindi masyadong halata rin. Siguro if concentrated yung pigment doon, hindi na mahahalata talaga at all. But as you can see, if you compare the first one to the ones that I'm doing now, ang tindi ng pigment ng red-violet kumpara sa ibang pastel colors. So I guess habang palight ng palight yung colors, pakonti ng pakonti yung pigment na pwede mong i-blend with water or ikalat with water. Ito yung deep yellow eh. Marami rin siyang pigment katulad ng violet. Ito yung blue. Tingnan natin to. Yung yung deep yellow na wala yung mark. So, nabura ko siya with water. Pero itong blue, grabe yung tindi ng mark niya. Pero okay din yung pigment niya, kalat din, no? Okay, so anong takeaway natin dito? Merong mga colors na mataas ang pigment katulad ng blue and ng violet and red violet. So yan, mataas ang pigment count. So mataas, kumbaga in terms of value, mas marami tayong magagawa kung mag-apply tayo ng tubig. So okay yan. Pagdating naman sa mga pastels, very light. So hindi na nga ako umabot sa third swatch. Hindi katulad nung red, violet, and violet na umabot pa ako sa fourth. Problema dun sa red violet, hindi ko talaga matanggal yung mark na yun, no? And yun din yung problema ko sa blue and dun sa green na pastel. Actually, lahat sila may problema except for yellow, isang yellow na deep yellow. So ito, yung mga pastels, kulang din. Since light naman talaga sila, so understandable na hindi ganun ka, ano. Ayan o, yung mark ko. Ayan, kitang-kita nyo pa rin yung sa beige, eh. Meron sila lahat, eh. Pero, yung sa yellow talaga wala. At saka dun sa, ayan, sa purple. Peach, may konti. All in all, ganun siya. Pero impressive, ha? In fair. Marami akong pwedeng gawin dito. Siguro kung gagamitin natin siya, you have to be smart about it on how you use it para at least maiwasan yung unwanted mark. Ito, mag-iiwan ako ng color blue dyan and tingnan natin if kung depende sa gaano katagal siyang nandyan, kung mabubura pa siya ng water. So for water-soluble grade, I'll give it a 3. Kasi wala pa naman akong i-compare sa kanya. So hindi ko pa alam kung paano mag-behave yung iba pang water-soluble markers. And meron kasi siyang marks na iniiwan. So nakaka-bother yun, eh. Pero in fairness sa pigment niya, may mga pigment siya na okay and malayo ang mararating. So tingnan natin ngayon, I'll do an artwork and we'll see how we can use this or these pens in a sort of smart way para lang maiwasan din natin yung unwanted marks na yun when we use water. Ang gamit kong papel ay Bao-Hong watercolor paper block, hot pressed. So hindi siya gaanong textured, medyo smooth ang surface niya. And nasubukan ko na actually tong watercolor pens sa cold press, which is a very textured watercolor paper. Hindi siya nag-work sa textured paper kahit watercolor paper siya. Weird yung output nung pag nag-blend or pag nag-add na ako ng tubig. So hindi siya maganda. And nagsubok ako, hindi ko na siya actually na-videohan, so hindi ko siya nasama dito. Pero nagsubok ako ng iba't ibang surfaces and nag-end up na sa smooth surface siya nag-work best. What I'm doing here is applying on very, very light color of the pink. So, kanina nakita nyo, nag-apply ako ng brush strokes coming from the center palabas. Because for me, nandun yung darkest part ng flower sa area na yon, papagitna. So, yun na lang ako magsa-start maglagay ng stroke since yun nga yung characteristic ng watercolor pens natin, hindi siya nabubura. So, might as well use it to our advantage and use it smartly. So, kung ano man yung part na okay lang sa atin na may maiwan na stroke, then doon na tayo mag-start mag-apply ng stroke. Eto, nag-experiment ako dito. Sinusubukan ko yung wet on wet. So, tinitingnan ko kung nag-work siya. Nag-work siya, in fair. Pero, syempre, iba pa rin yung watercolor wet on wet. The actual watercolor. Ito, hanggang strokes lang din. Hindi siya sobrang kumakalat. So, hanggang ganun lang yung ano niya. Hanggang ganun lang yung wet on wet niya. So, mag-a-apply ka na lang ng second layer, tapos apply ka na lang ulit ng water para kumalat siya ng slight. Ayan, medyo nagsistruggle na siya eh. But, yun nga, you have to use it wisely eh. Otherwise, you'll be really frustrated kasi it's not gonna work with you eh. Ay, ikaw talaga yung mag-a-adjust. Char. Yon. So here naman, I apply the yellow. So for the mid part of the flower. And then like dun sa swatches natin, yung yellow walang problema pagdating sa spreadability niya eh. So eto madali lang to. And habang basa pa siya, nag-apply ako ng green for the wet on wet technique. Okay naman, carry naman, so mas naging subtle yung color ng green at mas madali siyang i-blend. So, hindi mo siya mabiblend ang mag-apply ka ng strokes, tapos stroke ulit, tapos blend, no. Hindi siya mag-apply ng ganon. Kailangan applyan mo ng wet on wet technique para at least mag-blend siya ng maayos. This one, I tried the dark violet. So, okay naman siya so far. At saka mabilis siyang matuyo ah. So, eto finishing touches na lang yung ginagawa ko dito. Tapos, nililinis ko na lang yung gitna. Para lang din mas maayos yung value. So, mag-apply ako ng darker shade. Pero ito sa sobrang tapang nung kulay kasi, medyo nag-ingat ako ng konti kasi nga hindi kasi siya nabubura eh. Kaya baka mamaya kung mag-apply ako ng sobrang dami, hindi ko na siya ma-mix. So, mukhang tama naman yung decision ko kasi ganun nga yung nangyari. Hindi siya masyadong nag-blend. Pero okay pa rin naman ang kinalabasan. At least nagkaroon ng darker shade yung flower and so nadagdagan yung value ng ng shading niya. For the blending grade, I'll give this a 2. Although it doesn't blend like how we blend watercolors, it's still impressive. Ang tsaka lang sa kanya is nag-leave siya ng mark, so you have to work with it. Ikaw talaga ang mag-a-adjust para dyan. Siyempre, nakalimutan ko na, diba? Meron nga pala tayong iniwan dito. O sige. So, dahil matagal-tagal na rin siya dyan ganyan, tingnan natin kung ayan, hindi ko na talaga siya matanggal. Although natatanggal pa rin yung pigment, yung buwisit na mark talaga, hindi talaga siya natatanggal. So, kapag hindi siya mag-work pag ganyan natin siya gagamitin, kailangan talaga mag-iwan ka ng definite stroke sa mga kukulayan mo. Para kahit maiwan siya at hindi siya sumama sa pag-blend, okay pa rin siya. Hindi pa rin siya tsaka. And, ito yung ginamit natin kanina na pag-apply pa lang, in-apply ako na ng water. Medyo mas nabura siya. Yung pinatagal natin, hindi na talaga siya halos nabubura. Nag-stay na talaga yung form niya. So, goes to show na when you use these watercolor pens, applyan kagad ng tubig para hindi magkaroon ng problema pagdating sa blending. All in all, I think Tombow dual brush pens are a good way to 1, practice calligraphy, 2, they have good colors or color selections, 3, you really just have to work with it. You have to study how to use it. Kailangan mo talaga siyang paglaruan eh. Kasi kung hindi mo siya paglalaruan, mahihirapan ka, tsaka hindi mo siya makokontrol ng basta-basta. So with that review, I hope you learned something new, and I certainly did. So that's it. This is Tepai of Sensei Reviews, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!